Okay, we're looking at using your calculator. So trig ratios using your calculator. Now, angles are measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds. So you're used to seeing hours, minutes, seconds for time, but with angles, it's degrees, minutes, seconds. And just like with time, how there's 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour, with angles, there's 60 seconds in a minute. So 1 minute is 60 seconds, but 60 minutes doesn't equal an hour. It actually equals 1 degree. Now, the symbol for degrees is this little circle, you know that. The symbol for minutes is one of these little dashes, and the symbol for seconds is these two dashes there, or they're like little apostrophes or whatever. So now, if you look at the calculator, I'm not sure if this is clear or not, or whether it's all glary. But I'll just try and get rid of the glare. Okay, now I've got a Casio FX82 here, and this is the degrees, minutes, seconds button. So you can see the degree symbol. The minute symbol is the next one, and that's the second symbol, that one there. Now I'm going to bring in the new calculator that you've got at school. Now some of you have this calculator, and the degrees, minutes, seconds button is here, the DMS, okay? That's degrees, minutes, seconds button there. So that's just showing you the both different calculators where the degrees, minutes, seconds button is. So therefore, on your calculator, the degrees, minutes, seconds button looks like this, degrees, minutes, seconds on some calculators, but on others, it's the DMS button. Okay, depends on the calculator that you've got. Now, when we round off angles correct to the nearest degree, it's just like rounding time. Angles with less than 30 minutes are rounded down because there's 30 minutes in a degree. So therefore, anything less than 30 gets rounded down, and angles with 30 minutes or more are rounded up because you're more than halfway around. So if you're halfway around or more, you round up. And so we can round angles off to the nearest degree, or we can actually round them off to the nearest minute. So because there's 60 minutes in a degree, when you're rounding off to degrees, you need to look at the minutes. And when you're rounding off to angles to the nearest minute, you need to look at the seconds. So angles with less than 30 seconds are rounded down, and angles with 30 seconds or more are rounded up, just like you would with time. Now, I think the best thing here to do is to do some examples. So here this reads 15 degrees 26 minutes. We want to round it off to the nearest degree. So 26 minutes is less than 30 minutes, so to round that off to the nearest degree, we get 15 degrees. The next one, 37 degrees 43 minutes. Now 43 minutes is bigger than 30 minutes, so it's more than halfway around, so that will round up to 38 degrees. And the next question here, 75 degrees 30 minutes. Well, 30 minutes is sitting at exactly the halfway mark, so just like when you're rounding off decimals, if you've got 5 and more, you round up. With time, if it's 30 minutes or more, you round up, so that will be rounded up to 76 degrees. Okay, now in this one here, we're rounding off to the nearest minute. So we've got 21 degrees, 38 minutes, 19 seconds. So when we round off to the nearest degree, to the nearest minute, we need to look at the degrees. When we round off to the nearest minute, we need to look at the seconds. 21 degrees, 38 minutes, 19 seconds. So 19 seconds is less than halfway, less than 30 seconds. So therefore this 21 degrees, the 38 minutes bit stays the same. Okay, so of course the 21 degrees will stay the same, but we have to decide, is it going to be 38 minutes or 39 minutes? Now 38 minutes or 39 minutes. It's going to stay at 38 minutes because we've only got 19 seconds. So if you just remember DMS, degrees, minutes, seconds, that's degrees, minutes, seconds. So with this one, 52 degrees, 13 minutes, 49 seconds. The 49 seconds is more than 30 seconds, so the 13 minutes gets rounded up to 52 degrees, 14 minutes. And with the last one, we've got 5 degrees, 56 minutes, 30 seconds. Because 30 seconds is is halfway or more, then the 56 minutes gets rounded up to 57 minutes. And that's how you round off to the nearest degree, and here you're rounding off to the nearest minute. Degrees, minutes, seconds. We need the minutes to the nearest minute. Now, in the next question, you have to evaluate each expression correct to 2 decimal places. So I'll just put the calculator here, press cancel. I don't even think this calculator's on. Here, if you look at your calculator, now this is the new school one, the EL532. You can see we've got buttons here, sine, cos, tan. You also have to look at the mode that you're in, and here we can see it says DEG on the screen. That's definitely degrees mode. I'm going to press the mode button here. Just seeing where, actually it could be in setup. So I'll just get, whoops, cancel that. Mode, normal, 0. So I'm just going to go to setup. Okay, if I press setup, see here I've got degrees, 0. And here we've got angles, degrees, radians, GRAD. You always have to be in degrees mode, DEG. Okay, but you'll know that you're in degrees mode if it says DEG there. Now for the first one, to work out sine 48, we just press the sine button, which I just pressed there, and of course the number's 48, and just press equals, and you get 0.743. Now we just want to round those correct to do 2 decimal places, so that would be 0.74. Okay, 0.74. And I want you to try this on your calculator as well. So I'll just press cancel. We'll try the next one, which is 12 cos 39. So you don't actually have to go 12 times cos 39. I can just press 12. Okay, so 12 is up there on the screen. And then I can just press cos. Okay, so you can see it there. Well, I'm hoping you can. Looks a bit blurry. 39. So I just press 12 cos 39, don't need any multiplication symbols, with equals, and I get 9.325. So 9.325 or 9.33 to 2 decimal places. And the next one, 25.6, sorry. The next one is 25.6 over tan 55, or divide by. You can just press 25.6. You can press the divide button if you want, and then just tan 55, and you will get 17.925, which is 17.93. And just cancelling, the last one is sine of 73 divided by, oops, you can't see it. The last one is sine of 73 divided by the entire denominator. So you need to put brackets for the denominator. So brackets, cos 10. Now you don't need to put the degrees. It knows that you're in degrees because it's got the DEG there. Cos 10 plus tan 25. Close your bracket and you will get 0.659, which is 0.66 to 2 decimal places. Okay, now that's entering degrees only. Sometimes you have to enter degrees and minutes. Okay, so pressing cancel again, we want sine of 23 degrees 16 minutes. Now, just show you how to do this one. So we press sine. Okay, so sine's on the screen. I press the number 23, and then I have to press the degree button. Degrees, you can see the little degree symbols come up. Then I press 16, 16, and I press the degrees, minutes, seconds button again, and that's now saying 23 degrees 16 minutes. Okay, so the first symbol there is degrees, the second one, even though it looks the same as that, is minutes, and I just press equals and I get 0.395. Rounding that to 2 decimal places will be 0.40. 0.40. The next one, 19 cos 3 degrees, sorry, 8 degrees 39 minutes. So I press 19, I press cos, then I press 8, then I press the DMS button, degrees, minutes, seconds, then I press 39 and the DMS button again. So that's 19 cos 8 degrees 39 minutes. Answer 18.78 to 2 decimal places. Okay, pressing cancel, the next one, 31 over or divided by. So you go 31 on your calculator, divide, and you can just go tan 12, you press the DMS button. So 31, sorry, I don't think you can see it very clearly Sun's just gone down, that's why. 31 divided by tan 12, press the DMS button, and 42 minutes, press the DMS button again, and you should get 137.5, sorry, I'm going to need to get some more light, 137.5578. So I've got 137.5578, which would be 137.56 to 2 decimal places. Okay, and the last one seems to have gone down on the row below. Cancel. I want cos of 42 degrees 9 minutes, so I press cos 42 degrees 9 minutes divided by this whole denominator with a plus. So I need to open my brackets because I need to divide that numerator by the whole entire denominator. So I go divided by tan 8 degrees 12 minutes plus sine of 54 degrees. So you just press sine 54. Now when it's just degrees, you don't need to press the degrees button. It already knows it's degrees. But if you're doing degrees in minutes, you need to press degrees and then minutes again. And for this question, we should get 0.777, which is 0.78 to 2 decimal places. So I'll just write that in, 0.78. Now for the next type of question, they're different to this. Here you can enter these into the calculator, sine 48, 12 cos 39, sine 23 degrees, 16 minutes, etc. However, when we're missing the angle, so sine of something is 0.4275, you need to use that sine button, but you need to use the inverse sine function or the shift button or the second function button. So to find the size of an angle given either a fraction or a decimal, you press the shift, inverse or second function key. Now on this calculator I've got the second function key. Okay, so with this sine of something is 0.4275, what I do to do this, I go second function, so I have to press that second function sine, and it shows sine to the -1, that's the inverse function, and then I press 0.4275 equals, and it will give me the angle, but that angle is written as a decimal. Okay, so 25.3 degrees is still in decimal format, so that is closer to 25 degrees, but so that equals 25 degrees, but that's actually as a decimal because it's got a decimal point. You can actually change that into degrees, minutes and seconds by clicking your second function button again and your degrees button, your DMS button, because on top of that DMS it's got backward arrows, shift back to degrees. So that 25.3 whatever it was is the same as 25 degrees 18 minutes 32.43 seconds. Okay, so rounding that to the nearest degree, 25 degrees 18 minutes is less than 30 minutes, so it's closest to 25 degrees. Now if you are asked, so every time I press second function degrees button, I go from the decimal format 25.3 to the degrees, minutes, seconds format. Now to round to the nearest degree, sorry, I'll have to do that again. So if I want to do the sine of something is 0.4275, I go second function sine, okay, 0.4275 equals that. So if I want to round to the nearest degree, you can just round it like normal numbers. Okay, so that's closest to 25 degrees. Or you can go to the degrees, minutes, seconds, but then that's 25 degrees, 18 minutes. 18 minutes is less than 30 minutes, still gets rounded down to the 25 degrees. Now with the next question, I've got tan of theta is 1.1482. So tan of the angle, I don't know the angle, so I can't press tan of something, so that's when I press second function tan and I go 1.1482 equals. Now my answer is 48.94. Now clearly that's the degrees, but as a decimal, and 48.94, to round that to the nearest whole number degrees, would be 49 degrees. So I get theta is 48.946, etc., which is closest to 49 degrees. But if I do round it off if I do change it to degrees, minutes, seconds, I press second function DMS, and I can say that that is 48 degrees, 56 minutes, 47 seconds. 56 minutes, 47 seconds. Well, it's 47.28 seconds, but I'm not going to worry about that. Now that is, you can see 48 degrees, 56 minutes. 56 minutes is more than 30 minutes, so that rounds off to 49 degrees. So like I said, when rounding off to the nearest degree, you don't need to change it into degrees, minutes, seconds. You can just keep it in the decimal format. Now the last one, cos of theta is 5/6. So we go second function cos, because we don't know the angle. Cos of something is 5/6. Second function cos, and now I put brackets if I want, or I can just press my fraction. So, or I can go brackets, 5 divided by 6, and close my bracket. So I'm doing cos of something is 5/6. So I go cos, second function cos, and enter my fraction 5/6 and press equals, and I get theta is 33.557, etc. Now that, in decimal format, like I said, it's easier to round it off to degrees. Sorry, this is all glary again. Oh, that might help. I'll just move it all over. So I get 33.557. Now that's closer to round that as a decimal to the nearest whole number would be 34. So that's closest to 34 degrees. But if you want to change it into, that number is still there. If I want to change that number to degrees, minutes, seconds, I just press second function degrees, minutes, seconds, and I get 33 degrees, 33 minutes, 26.32 seconds. So I get 33 degrees, 33 minutes, 26.32 seconds. Now, degrees, minutes, seconds. If I want to round to the nearest degree, 33 degrees, 33 minutes. I look at minutes. 33 minutes is more than halfway, so it rounds up to 34 minutes. Look, if you're rounding to the nearest degree, as I said again, just keep it as a decimal and round it as a normal decimal number. Now, so the answer to that was 34 degrees. Now with the next one, 3 more questions we've got. This time we're rounding these to the nearest minute. So find theta correct to the nearest minute. So tan of an angle is 1.3759. I don't know what the angle is, so I go shift tan. And I go 1.3759 equals. And I get 53.99 degrees. So theta is 53.99. That's, now you cannot round that up. They don't want it to the nearest degree, they want it to minutes. So to the nearest degree it's 54, but if you want to round that to degrees, minutes, seconds, you've got to press second function degrees, minutes, seconds and write down what it is in degrees, minutes and seconds. So theta is 53 degrees, 59 minutes, 25.65 seconds. That's what we've got. 53 degrees, 59 minutes, 25.65 seconds. So I want to round to the nearest minute. So let's have a look. DMS. 53 degrees, 59 minutes, 25.6 seconds. That's still less than 30 seconds. So this stays as 53 degrees, 59 minutes, because the seconds are less than 30. Okay. You'll notice here the seconds, you've got seconds, and with the decimal point, you've now got hundredths of a second as well. Okay, but you just need to look at the whole seconds. 25.65 seconds is obviously less than 30 seconds, so that stays as 59 minutes. Now, with the next question, cos of something is 0.582. So we go second function cos, because we're trying to find the angle. Cos of something is 0.582. So cos to the -1, or shift cos of 0.582 and press equals, and I get 54.408. Now, that needs to be in degrees, minutes, seconds. So I'm going to press second function DMS, and I'm going to write that down. So I've got that my angle is 54 degrees, 24 minutes, 31.19 seconds. So you can see it there. 54 degrees, 24 minutes, 31.19 seconds. Degrees, minutes, seconds. Now 31.19 seconds, or 31 seconds, is bigger than 30 seconds. So degrees, minutes, the minutes get rounded up to 25 minutes. So it'll be 54 degrees, 25 minutes. So 54 degrees, 25 minutes is rounding that to the nearest minute. And now for the last one, using fractions again. Sine of something is 3/4. So we press second function, sine. Now I don't have a decimal to enter. I could press 0.75, but you know, you're not always going to know what the fraction is. So brackets, 3/4, close bracket. Shift sine or inverse sine, second function sine of 3/4 equals 48.59. Now to round to the nearest minute, I'm going to need it to be in degrees, minutes, seconds. Press second function DMS and record that. So I'm just going to move it over so I can record it. So I've got theta equals 48 degrees, 35 minutes, 25.36 seconds. So you've already seen that. Now, I've got degrees, minutes, seconds. Now I've got less than 30 seconds, so the minute stays the same. So it's 48 degrees, 35 minutes. Okay, and that's the end of using your calculator to work out angles and other things. Now I'll just put the other calculator here just in case you're not sure what to do. Okay, just on the FX, I think if anyone's got this other type of sharp, actually the DMS button is again the same, so that's fine. So if I was doing, I'm doing shift sine, for example, 0.4275, just like that first question, it would look like this, and I would get that. And then if I want to go to degrees, it's just second function degrees button. Second function degrees button swaps between decimal and the other one. Okay, and I'll just see if I can find the FX82 just in case anyone's got one of those. Got this type of calculator, FX82. If we want to evaluate expressions such as like these, sine 48, we just go sine, it's up there, 48 equals, just got to make sure it's in the degrees mode. Notice I got the same answer. Now with this one, there is a, I think it's mode there. If you press mode a couple of times, mode degrees is number one. Just making sure with this calculator that you got a little D up the top for degrees, okay? So if I want to enter something like sine 23 degrees, 16 minutes, I go 23, press the degrees button, 16 minutes, press the degree button again. So the first time you press this button, you'll get degrees. The second time you get minutes. The third time you will get seconds. So we go sine 23, press that button, 16, press that button, equals, notice we get the same thing, 0.395 is 0.40 rounded off to 2 decimal places. And these, we did ones like this before, but I'll just do that one as well. Cos 42 degrees, 9 minutes, divided by, remember to open your brackets and put the whole of the denominator down, tan 8 degrees, 12 minutes, plus, then we've got sine 54. Now you don't have to press the degree button for 54 degrees, but you can if you want, and close brackets, and we get the same answer, 0.777 rounds off to 0.78. And for those doing this type down here, rounding to the nearest degree or minute, again, sine of the angle. So you're not pressing sine of that. Sine of something is 0.4275. Shift second function. So I just press that one, sine, and 0.4275. You'll get your answer. Now, if you're rounding to degrees, it really is best just to keep it. But if you want to change it to degrees, minutes, seconds, you just press shift and the DMS button. Shift and the DMS button will convert between degrees, minutes, seconds back to the decimal. Okay, so just the same as what the other one was. This button just doesn't say DMS, it's just got the symbols, but everything else is done the same way. Okay, that's the end of that video.